remember these fabulous burgers I made a day or two ago? Can you tell the difference just by looking at them, whether it's a meat burger or a bean burger? Look at that, nice and crispy looking. Taste is amazing too. Anyhow, I'm having leftovers. I'm not even going to heat it up. I'm simply going to eat it cold because I happen to like cold burgers. But I'm going to have it with a salad. Now I'm not sure what kind of lettuce this is. Leafy lettuce. Comes from my friend's garden. Incidentally, with the way things are going in the world, I think we've all got to give some thought to planting gardens. Now I didn't do it this year, but I am going to get a garden going next year. And that's going to be a fun little project because I'm going to make it out of pallet. I want a raised garden. Now most people think of a raised garden as, being 12 inches off the ground. I want mine to be waist high. Guess what? I'm not going to have to bend down to weed the damn thing. Anyhow, I'm going to stick some zucchini in this salad. You don't have to look at my handsome face. Let's check out this fabulous salad that we're making. That's that. Little red pepper. Little artichoke hearts, what's left of the bottle. These are delicious and nutritious. And I pour the juice as my dressing. Now I'm going to save this juice when they're all gone, and I'm going to use it in my cooking. Not sure if that makes sense or not, but we'll find out when the day comes. A little bit of onion. A little bit of antipasto. I'll put that right on the burger. A little bit of couscous. And I didn't know that you could eat this stuff raw. But it tastes fine in my opinion. I imagine it's as healthy for you this way as cooking it. Now, not that many people that I know of put licorice root in their food, but you don't use it in excess. This is all I'm going to use right here. That's all I'm going to use. The purpose of this is like eating wood. I guess it is wood. I read that this stuff is good for arthritis. And I've got a touch of not just a touch of arthritis. I've got it pretty bad in one of my knees. But you know what? It's been improving in the last 2 or 3 weeks since I've been eating this stuff. And these are cranberry raisins. Sweetens the whole thing up. And this is probably why I'm a little nuts. I like walnuts. And I think it's contagious. Healthy. And last but not least, put in a little bit of this nutritional yeast. Why do I eat this stuff? Vitamin B12, 470% of what you require. 1 tablespoon. 1/2, 2 halves. Now this has got a unique cheese flavor to it. So if you are missing the taste of cheese, nutritional yeast is what you're looking for. Add it to any one of your foods. This is turmeric. Just a little sprinkle. It adds a little flavor. Cayenne pepper. Add a little heat to it. Cayenne pepper is good for your heart, folks. Extra strong pepper. I put pepper on practically everything because I like the look of black pepper on my food. A little bit of salt, not too much. And that's about it. Nutritious. It looks pretty good. Are you even able to get a salad of this nature from a restaurant? I don't know. That first mouthful was full of couscous, and it's a little bit hard to bite through, but you don't really have to worry about biting it. Here's a swack of it on this piece of artichoke heart. You know, people use the argument that vegan style eating will be boring, won't be nutritious enough. I tell you, the possibilities for flavor are endless. Well, folks, here's to your future good health. I just want to make mention that I've lost about 5 pounds in the last month since I began this vegan journey that I'm on. I don't expect to lose any more. Feel good? Lost my little round belly that I had. You know, if you have a fat belly, you're prone to diabetes. You get diabetes, your doctor's going to tell you, fix your diet. Well, you know what? You better do it before you get diabetes, because it's a lot harder to reverse after the fact than to prevent it from coming on in the first place. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing preventative maintenance to my body. I'm 63 years old. Both my parents had diabetes, so I'm a natural candidate to contract it myself. I'm determined I'm not going to. I stay active. I eat properly. Aside from avoiding diabetes, you're also going to be avoiding the potential of heart attack, stroke, cancer. I'm no medical person, far from it. But I don't want to get cancer. Who knows, maybe I'll develop it one day. But I'm doing my best to prolong that from happening. If you love your life, if you want to make your lifestyle better, if you want to sleep better, if you're having trouble sleeping, I'm telling you, in the last 2 weeks, I've observed that my sleeps are much, much better than they have been for years. I've even been getting up less frequently during the middle of the night to go to the washroom. I'm guessing that's just going to keep improving. And, you know, doing the type of work that I do, my body hurts. I've been in constant pain for the last 35 years. In the last 2 weeks, my body pain is next to nil. I attribute it to this kind of eating. Now, call me nuts if you want to. So, why did I go vegan? 2 reasons. One, I happened to be given a couple of videos to watch by a friend of mine about the goings-on in commercial chicken farms and dairy farms and pork farms. Now, some of the stuff is shocking because it's really hard to comprehend that people can be so cruel and heartless to helpless animals. I'm going to put some links down to some videos for you to go and watch in the comment section below. Now, a normal person is not going to be sticking a pitchfork through the skin of a cow. They're not going to be dragging a pig by its front legs to slaughter. A normal person is not going to be chopping the beaks off of chickens. A normal person is not going to be grinding up male chicks live. But all in the name of money and profit. These commercial farmers participate in that method of treatment. When I saw these first few videos, I'm telling you, I said to myself, you know, I love eggs. I wondered how am I going to stop eating eggs? I was already off of milk anyway because many years ago I discovered almond milk, and I haven't looked back since. Butter wasn't too big of an issue for me because I don't always use butter anyway, but I like it on my toast with jam. But there's alternatives to it, and actually it's even better. It's more expensive, but it's better. Better for you. You see, if we are consuming butter, milk, eggs, cheese, eating meat, in my opinion, if I were to continue doing so after watching these videos, then I would be as liable for the unnecessary cruelty that goes on in these industrial outfits as the ones who are doing the action. And I couldn't do that. So I quit everything cold turkey. Now, to become a real vegan, you've got to stop buying leather as well, because that has to do with the slaughter of animals as well. So yes, I have leather boots and I have leather belts, but once they are worn out, I will be wearing other things. Now these are my leather work boots, and as you can see, the toe is pretty worn out. It's time to throw them out pretty well. These are steel-toed rubber boots, and I can wear them year-round because they're insulated, so my feet don't sweat in the summer and they don't freeze in the winter. So my boot issue is solved. So I don't wear leather hats or leather coats anyway. So all I have to worry about is replacing a leather belt with a cloth belt, I guess. So it's not such a big deal. But if you have to force yourself to look at these videos, and two people in particular that I will refer to you is a Mr. Yurovsky. I can't remember his first name.
When we're born young and growing up, we're all born vegan. We just acquire a taste for meat, cheese, milk, and eggs after they're forced down our throats during childhood.
And Earthling Ed.
Or would we say, I know you want to live a life without fear, without needless exploitation, just as I do. But the thing is, going vegan is a bit extreme, don't you think? Because really, what else could we say to them? We couldn't say, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I really wish these things didn't have to happen to you, but what you have to understand is it's a necessity for my survival, because that would be a lie. And it's simply...
These guys have been vegan for a long time, and they've done a lot of research, and they back it up with facts. Now, if you're a factual type person, you will do your best to stomach watching some of this stuff, because nobody should do anything without first becoming informed. Once you're informed, you can make a logical decision. And there's only one logical decision to make, and that's to quit supporting the industry. I'm going to give you an analogy here. Let's assume you are a business owner or pet owner. Are you going to allow somebody to treat your animal inhumanely? Chances are you wouldn't. So, if you wouldn't allow someone to treat your dog cruelly, or your cat, would you consider hiring as an employee somebody who mistreated your pets? Chances are no. Now let's go to these commercial farms for a moment. If you watch these videos, you are going to observe people treating pigs, chickens, sheep, cattle totally inhumanely. And ask yourself, would I employ that person? Would I give him a job? If your answer is no, then you've got to think this next step. And the fact of the matter is this: if you continue consuming meat, milk, eggs, cheese, and butter, you are employing him. Yeah. Him and everybody else who does the same thing. I'm not sure of the impact that my being a vegan is going to have on the overall industry. Yes, there will be fewer chickens that I will consume, fewer eggs, fewer pounds of beef. I don't eat pork anyhow, but on the occasion I would have bacon. Maybe I'll save the torture of one cow every 5 years. Maybe 2 or 3 chickens a year, 20 chickens a year, I don't know. The odd pig. So a person might say, what's the difference? You know, you're not saving the world, and this is not what I am trying to do. I want to have a good conscience that I am not contributing to the industry. And furthermore, I want to do it because of my intent to prevent any serious illness from occurring in my body. Because I have no intention of being put into a hospital somewhere down the road. Not going to do that. That's where you die. You go to the hospital with a serious sickness, you may as well stay the heck at home, in my opinion, because you can end up with a worse situation than when you went in. So I'm not even going to take that risk. I will risk fixing myself by myself. Which brings me to the next thing. I'm not afraid of dying. You might say, yeah, right. No, I'm not afraid of dying. But I love living. So I'm more afraid of living sick. I'm more afraid of living sick than of anything else. So I'm being proactive as a result. I don't want to be 80 years old in a frickin' palliative care place. No way. Not going to happen. I'll go and crawl in a ditch when that day comes. But I don't want that day to come tomorrow, you know what I mean? So I'd like to try and squeeze another 30 or even 40 years out of this decrepit old body of mine, which is getting better and better by the day. So in conclusion, it's not the easiest thing to do to get started, but it is pretty simple. You've got to commit. You've got to be serious. If you've made it this far in the video, I'm guessing you're pretty serious. Now, I've been accused of sounding like a self-righteous preacher. That couldn't be further from the truth. In my opinion, those who consume those products are the self-righteous ones because they believe that they're entitled to eat this stuff. So on that note, I've got a full tummy, all plant-based, tasty. Anyhow, upward and onwards. I hope to see you in the next video. Not sure what I'm going to be cooking yet, but you can be sure it'll be delightful.